Good morning and welcome to News First Prime Time Sunrise.
Hello there, very good morning and welcome to News First Prime Time Sunrise with me, Shane Silva. Let's start off with a look at your headlines. JHU decision on Maithripala Sirisena due today. Hoof and mouth surfaces in 2 districts once again. And Sri Lanka clinches victory in the first ODI against England. On to your stories in detail now. The Jatika Helarume is due to announce their decision on whether or not they will support common opposition candidate Maithripala Sirisena today. Chairman of the party, Venerable Athuruliye Ratanathera, stated that a special meeting will be convened by the party at the Colombo New Town Hall at 3 p.m. at which they will announce their decision. The meeting will be held under the auspices of the leaders of the JHU. The Social Equality Party's Pani Vijayawardena deposited his bond for the presidential election yesterday. Accordingly, the total number of candidates who have deposited bonds now stands at 3.
Additional Election Commissioner U. Amarasena said that MB Kaminimulla of the Okkuma Vassiya Okkuma Rajavaru Party deposited his bonds at the election secretariat in Rajgiri on Tuesday. Meanwhile, leader of the Janasita Perumuna, Venerable Bhattramulya Sila Ratanathera, has deposited his bond for the presidential election. The depositing of bonds for the upcoming presidential election commenced last Monday, and the election secretariat says that bonds will be accepted until the 7th of December.
A certain group assaulted a member of the Rambukana Pradeshiya Sabha yesterday.
The assault took place in close proximity to the Rambukana train station at around 5 last evening. Our correspondent stated that the driver of a 3-wheeler and UMP member of the Rambukana Pradeshiya Sabha, T.B. Tenakun, were assaulted. The injured Pradeshiya Sabha member was admitted to the Rambukana base hospital and was later transferred to the Kegaul General Hospital for further treatment. No suspects have been taken into custody in relation to the incident as yet.
We now have police media spokesperson SSP Ajit Rohana to give us more details with regard to the incident.
A Pradeshiya Sabha member of Rambukana Pradeshiya Sabha has been assaulted by a group of persons yesterday at 5:45 near Rambukana railway station. The complaint has been received to Rambukana police. Rambukana police has initiated investigation. 3 suspects have already been identified, and yesterday a special police team had conducted a search at the residence of the suspect, but they have been absconding after the incident, and we are conducting further investigation. The Pradesh Sabha member has been admitted to Kegaul Hospital. Further investigations are being continued.
The Ministry of Public Administration and Home Affairs has decided to carry out investigations into reports which related to individuals who received motorbikes which were distributed to government employees. Minister W.D.J. Senimiratna said that several complaints have been lodged in this regard. He said that investigations into such complaints have commenced under the supervision of the Ministry Secretary. Information has come to light that amidst the distribution of motorbikes to government employees, certain persons have obtained the motorbikes posing as government employees. The minister said that such incidents should be brought under the notice of the ministry immediately. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has extended his gratitude to President Mahinda Rajapaksa for his efforts to release the 5 Indian fishermen who were sentenced to death in Sri Lanka. The Indian Premier had thanked the President during a bilateral discussion that was held on the sidelines of the 18th SAARC summit in Nepal. The President's Media Coordinating Secretary Vijayananda Herath brings us more details from Kathmandu, Nepal.
The 18th
SAARC summit that was held in Kathmandu, Nepal comes to a close today.
The state leaders will hold a final round of talks this afternoon. The Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, extended his thanks to President Mahinda Rajapaksa during a bilateral meeting that was held yesterday. The President, who urged the Indian Prime Minister to release a Sri Lankan fisherman in Indian custody, also appreciated the Prime Minister's foreign policies. During a meeting held between Sri Lanka and Pakistan yesterday, the leaders discussed the possibility of boosting trade and investment deals established between the two countries. President Mahinda Rajapaksa and Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif also discussed threats posed to the economy and the societies. The significance of the summit this year is the SAARC leaders turning their attention to efforts that need to be taken to eradicate terrorism. The President also held cordial discussions with state leaders of Bhutan, Maldives, Afghanistan and Nepal. Many areas in Akrai Pattu and Alai Adewembu have been inundated owing to the inclement weather conditions in the island. Our correspondent said that agricultural activities have been hampered in Batiklo owing to the adverse weather. Farming activities have been affected as well. In the meantime, the Met Department states that rain can be expected in several areas of the country with a minimum rainfall of 100 millimeters. The Department of Animal Production and Health notes that the hoof and mouth disease has resurfaced in 2 districts. Speaking to Newsfirst, Director of Animal Health, A. Shivashokti, stated that the disease has been identified in several parts of the Hambantota and Mathura districts. According to the Director of Animal Health, the disease has surfaced in 7 veterinarian zones in the Hambantota district and 8 veterinarian zones in the Mathura district. A. Shivashokti added that measures have been taken to implement a special program to contain the spread of the disease. A vaccination program is accordingly being carried out in these areas. The disease was successfully contained a few months ago when it spread to 17 districts in the country. Australian Phil Hughes remains in a critical condition after being struck on the head by a short-pitch delivery during a first-class domestic match. The 25-year-old batsman is in an induced coma in a Sydney hospital.
He underwent scans on Wednesday, but team Dr. Peter Brockness said Philip's condition is unchanged and he remains critical. Cricket Australia has also announced that the current round of Sheffield Shield matches has been abandoned. Hughes was carried off on a stretcher after delivery from New South Wales bowler Sean Abbott struck him on the head, missing his helmet. The South Australia left-hander also needed CPR and mouth-to-mouth resuscitation before he was taken to hospital and placed in an induced coma and had a 90-minute operation to relieve pressure on his brain. Peter Larkins, one of Australia's leading sports physicians, said people who suffer serious injuries can remain comatose for days but can still make full recoveries.
A magnificent century by Moeen Ali proved in vain as England suffered a 25-run loss to Sri Lanka in the first of a 7 one-day international series last night at the Premadasa Stadium. The left-handed opener struck 119 as England replied to Sri Lanka's 317 for 6, but the chase petered out once he was dismissed in the 30th over.
Put into bat after a rainy delayed start, Sri Lanka built on an opening stand of 120 from Dilshan and Kusal Pereira, while Mahela anchored the innings in the middle, scoring 55. Captain Angelo Matthew and Jeevan Mendis then lifted the Lankan innings at the end, ensuring the home side scored 94 in the last 10 overs. Sirimana contributed with a quick 27 runs at the death as well. In response, Moeen Ali then gave the visitors a lightning start with his maiden one-day international 100 coming off 72 deliveries. The left-hander scored England's second fastest half-century in just 25 balls, batted with ease and sublime timing, and his 87-ball knock was started with 11 fours and 5 sixes. He was finally out, offering a tame return to catch the leg spinner Jeevan Mendis. Rahul Bopara staged a lone battle at the end with 4 boundaries and 6 sixes in his 62-ball 65, but was the last man to fall as England were all out for 292 with 17 balls to spare. Thisara Pereira was the most successful bowler for Sri Lanka with 3 wickets for 44 runs. Ajantha Mendis and Rangana Hera picked up 2 wickets apiece. The second match of the series is at the same venue on Saturday.
And he gets it.
And that's a look at this edition of Newsfirst Primetime Sunrise. It was a pleasure having you with us and hope you have a great day ahead.
Hotline 0114 896 896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.